So now we're going to talk a little bit more about fractions and what fractions are and kind of dig into that a little bit. So when you think about fractions, fractions are really, when you think about it, just ways of breaking up things into equal parts. So when you have something, and let's say I have a candy bar here. If I want to take that candy bar and I want to break it up into 4 equal parts or 2 equal parts, well, I'd be breaking it up into fractions. And that's kind of what we're doing. That's kind of how you handle fractions and how you can look at it. So if I had this candy bar here and I just split it in half and I gave you one piece, well, I'd be giving you one half of the candy bar. Another way of looking at it, let's say I have a slightly bigger candy bar and I break it into 4 pieces, right? 4 equal pieces. And so, and I give you 3 of them. So what we're dealing with is 4 equal pieces, and that's what the denominator is. That's how many different equal slices has this candy bar, has this thing been broken up into? And that's what the denominator tells you. And then, I gave you 3 of them. So whatever part I'm dealing with, I want to deal with how many I gave you. I gave you 3 of them, so I gave you 3/4 of this candy bar. So that's one way of looking at it. It's a simple way of taking a look at it. So it's whether I give you 1/4 of a piece of a pizza, or I give you a half of a cake, or whatever it might be, a slice of cake, and it ends up being half of the cake. Whatever it might be, it's a way of you looking at breaking up something into equal parts. And whenever those parts are, the total number of parts, you're going to have that as the denominator, and whatever portion you're concerned with, that's the numerator there. So let's take a look at this another way, in a slightly different way when we look at fractions. Let's say we're adding fractions, and we want to add fractions with like denominators. So let's say we have our candy bar again, and this time I have 2 candy bars, and they're the equal length, and I broke them each up into 4 equal pieces. And let's say I take all these pieces, and so I have 8 pieces total, and I dump them into a bowl, right? So I got 8 equal pieces, I dump them into a bowl, and I reach out and I give you 2 pieces of it. And then later on you come back and I give you another 3 pieces of it. So how many pieces did I give you in all? So I have 8 pieces total here, and in all I gave you 2 plus 3, I gave you 5 pieces in all. So when you think about that, if you're looking at fractions and you want to add them together, 2 out of 8 plus 3 out of 8, all you need to do when you have a fraction with like denominators is to add the numerators, and you leave the denominators the same. So I essentially gave you 5/8 of what was available in our bowl of pieces of candy bar, if you will. So that's really a simple way of looking at it. When you're dealing with adding fractions, all you need to do is keep the denominators the same. If they have like denominators, keep the denominators the same, and then simply add the numerators in order to get your answer.